Disclaimer: doll customization is not for children. I am using toxic chemicals as well as sharp and hot tools. Hello my love, welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to make a very pretty fairy doll. Are you excited? Let's start. This is today's candidate, a Monster High doll. She has a light purple skin tone and I think she has a very beautiful face. I start by undressing the doll. Next, I am going to cut her hair as close to the scalp as possible. After that, I have to fix her loose knee joints. For that, I add a drop of super glue to her knee, then bend the knee until the glue has fully dried. This is important or else the super glue would make the knee joint stiff. Next, I bring water to a boil, then soak the head of the doll in the hot water for 10 minutes. This will soften the vinyl and the glue inside the head, making it easier for me to remove the head from the body. I gently remove the head from the body, then I take an old screwdriver and I scrape the inside of the head with it. I loosen the glue and the hair roots inside her head, making it easier for me to remove them later with needle nose pliers. I take needle nose pliers and pull out whatever is inside her head, all the glue and all the hair. Next, I take a cotton pad soaked in pure acetone and remove the printed on face. I am going to reroot this doll. For that, I will use synthetic doll hair. I have decided to use light purple doll hair, light pink and white doll hair. I start by pushing hair strands into her hairline. Every hole that is inside the doll's head will be filled with doll hair. This process takes a while. Look how pretty all the three colors look next to each other. After I have rerooted the hairline, I start by rerooting the back of her head. I slowly fill up all of the holes in her scalp with doll hair. I am making good progress, but you should plan that the reroot process takes multiple hours. Once I am done, I add thick glue inside her head. This will keep the hair from falling out. I use a brush to spread the thick glue inside of her head and then I let it dry for a couple of days. I have prepared the doll's body with Mr. Super Clear UV Cut Flat Sealant Spray. Now I am adding pink soft pastels to all of her joints and all of the areas of her body that I want to make look warm. This will make the doll's skin look more alive. Once I am done with the pastels, I seal them in with another layer of sealant spray. I will be using the same pink soft pastels for her face too. I have made a base skirt with a piece of white felt. Then I have cut fabric flowers into individual petals. Now I am adding the petals to the skirt with glue. I try to work as clean as possible. I am using petals of different fabric flowers, all in purple and pink. I always enjoy it when I am working on a fairy doll. They are among my favorites to make. I advise you to wait until the glue has fully dried before starting to add more petals. Here I am adding individual petals to her top. I really like how the fabric flowers match her skin tone. I am adding individual petals to her dress. Here I am making sandals out of ribbon. I secure the ribbon at the sole with glue. Then I wrap a ribbon around her leg. I secure the ribbon at the top of her leg and then I make a little bow, which is not so easy because it's very small. I finally managed. Here I am adding charms to the middle of the flowers. I am using white charms in the shape of flowers. Some of the charms have gold paint on it. I am very happy with how the skirt turned out. I think it's very fluffy and pretty. Here I am adding a charm that is shaped like a ribbon to her top. I have made a little fan out of a charm, a chain and a jump ring. The doll can hold the fan with her thumb. Next I am starting on painting her face. I have covered her hair with a piece of cotton and pins. Then I have prepared the face with 2 layers of Mr. Super Clear UV Cut Flat sealant spray. You have to add a special spray to her face or else you cannot draw on it. Here I am adding pink soft pastels to her cheeks, nose and lips. I then add pastels to her eyes to create eyeshadow. With a soft clean brush I spread the pastels so to avoid sharp edges. Here I am adding purple pastels to the inner corners of her eyelids and to the outer corners. Next I add purple soft pastels to the corners of her mouth. With a white watercolor pencil I color her eyes. This will be the base for her eye color. I add soft pastels in every layer. Whenever I want to build up opacity, I add a layer of sealant spray, let it dry and then continue my work. I will be adding soft pastels to multiple layers of sealant spray. Pastels are important to make the face look more natural and more alive. Here I am drawing the lip line with a dark purple watercolor pencil. Recently I really like to color the corners of the lips with a darker watercolor pencil to create gradient lips. With a white watercolor pencil I draw the highlights onto her face. Here I am sketching her eyebrows with a dark purple watercolor pencil. Next I am drawing the iris. I am adding more white to the sclera in each layer of sealant spray. With a dark purple watercolor pencil I frame the eyes. I like to use the color for the eyebrows and the eyelashes, which is similar to the doll's skin tone. As you can see, I add pastel powders in every layer of the face up. If you want to build up opacity on a dark-skinned doll, you have to work with patience. I think she will be looking very cute once she is done. I really like the color scheme that I am using for this doll. Here I am drawing again over the white highlights and I add a bit of white to the middle of her lips too. Once I add a sealant layer, the white will blend in better. I work some more on her lips. With a black watercolor pencil I am drawing her pupils. I also darken the eyelashes with black. Here I am drawing a shadow on the sclera. As I said, in every layer of sealant, I add more pigment to the doll's face. I add some more dark pink to her iris and some more white to her sclera. Here I am coloring the corners of her lips with dark purple. Next, I add some white to her inner eyelids. With a nail art brush and white gouaches, I am painting white eyelashes to her face. Gouaches are great for doll customization because you can remove them with a wet brush. This is not possible with acrylic paint. With a dotting tool I make white catch lights. I also use a pin to make smaller catch lights. Here I am drawing dark eyelashes. I have also added glitter to her face. After 2 layers of Mr. Super Clear Sealant Spray, the face up is done. Next I heat the hole in her head with a blow dryer, so it's easier for me to attach the head to the doll's body. Next I take a deco butterfly apart. I will use it to make wings for this fairy doll. I add glue to the doll's back, then attach the wings, and it's important to press them down until the glue has fully dried. I am making charms for the doll's head. I put flower and leaf charms on a pin and then a golden chain, creating a tiara for my doll. This worked very well. I also add a few petals to her wings. Here I made a fan for my doll with a fan charm, a chain and a jump ring. I also made a little flower twig for her to hold. And this doll is done. This is Fairy Lilo, the flower fairy. I am very happy with how this doll turned out. I especially like that I kept her color scheme in white, purple, pink and gold. If you want to support me, subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on social media. Stay safe and be creative.